They were like peak woke.
And they came down on you pretty hard?
Oh, for years.
Which one? This is HuffPost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just moments later, he realized that the man sitting across from him was the new owner of BuzzFeed.
Do you own it?
Yeah, now I own it. I control 50. It's publicly traded. I control 52%.
Someone's,
That's why you won't want to miss today's video. We're also looking at some of Bill's strongest moments, calling out what he sees as bias in woke media outlets. Let's get into it.
What is the Snapchat thing? I read this.
Well, not Snapchat. I bought BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed's a publicly traded company, and I ended up making an investment in it. And BuzzFeed. I control, and HuffPost.
I think they've
and Tusty.
I think all these places have been horrible to me.
Have they really?
Oh, I certainly know Huffington Post has.
Really?
Oh, once Ariana left and it became like the most woke, ridiculous. Oh my God!
What'd they say about you? I don't even know.
Do you own it?
Yeah, now I own it. I control 50. It's publicly traded. I control 52%.
Someone's now.
Have another drink, Bill.
Oh, I'm gonna have a tall one for that. Are you kidding?
So, Bill, so I've owned it, I think, all of 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Well, let's give it another week before we have. I don't want to call it a witch hunt. Although, frankly, that's what I hope it will be. But no.
The guest on this episode was Byron Allen, who had recently acquired BuzzFeed in a deal that Bill described as paying far above what the company was actually worth. BuzzFeed had also purchased HuffPost, a struggling media brand, back in 2021. Although Bill admitted he wasn't fully familiar with the details of the transaction, he was very aware of how these outlets had changed over time. In his view, their business model increasingly revolved around attracting clicks, generating outrage, and promoting whichever stories could grab the most attention.
They were like peak woke.
Yeah?
And
they came down on you pretty hard?
Oh, for years.
Which one? This is HuffPost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I hate about the left, the purity. And that's what HuffPost, I'm worse than like Republicans because I'm not pure with their, and a lot of what they believe, of course, is silly, insane, revolutionary garbage from people who don't know facts or history or perspective. But that's okay. I don't have grudges against, I don't even read it.
There you go.
But there's, what was the other one? BuzzFeed?
BuzzFeed.
But all these places are a bunch of snarky, millennial, probably Nepo babies. I mean, I just know how these kids who have these jobs how much they were indoctrinated before they got there. And they are not America. So I don't know, you don't read your own publications?
Like I said, I'm there 2 or 3 weeks. At the end of the day, I do read it. And what I find is that, there's that spectrum.
That claim doesn't seem to hold up when you look at the coverage itself. Take HuffPost, for example, which has published several sharply critical pieces about Bill in recent months. One headline described him as going full rom-com over a reality TV figure running for mayor of Los Angeles, while another focused on his comments about people disliking Trump and his suggestion that more people like him should speak with the former president. And those are just a couple of examples. Whatever your opinion of Bill, that certainly doesn't look like consistent praise or agreement. Critics argue that outlets use provocative headlines and controversial stories to attract more readers, then present the resulting coverage as straightforward news. Bill was making that argument about media practices years ago, and when he addressed the subject 8 years ago, he made his position very clear.
Much of what passes for today's journalism is anything but. How about some rules for identifying actual news? For example, when an internet headline reads, "You won't believe," yes, you will, and no, it's not news. When anyone is demanding an apology, unless they have hostages, that's not news. And when the offended group are identified as the internet, Twitter, or people, it's nobody. No wonder fake news resonates so much with Trump fans, because so much of it is fake. Just nonsense made to keep you perpetually offended with an endless stream of controversies that aren't controversial and outrages that aren't outrageous. Because places like the Huffington Post and BuzzFeed and Salon, they make their money by how many clicks they get. Yes, the people who see themselves as morally superior are actually ignoring their sacred job of informing citizens of what's important and instead sowing division for their own selfish ends.
If you actually read through many of these articles, critics argue that there is often very little original reporting underneath the headline. Remember those 2 examples mentioned earlier? Roughly 80% of each piece is made up of repeated quotes from Bill's interview, while much of the remaining space features reactions from people on social media who already agree with the article's perspective. Critics say this creates an easy way for writers to push a particular viewpoint without directly presenting it as their own argument. In their view, that approach captures the broader strategy of the company: attract attention, repeat the controversy, and let the reactions carry the story. Bill took another opportunity to criticize BuzzFeed later in the discussion, but this time he added plenty of humor to make his point.
If Halloween is too much for your fragile sensibilities and you're worried about seeing someone wearing something that's on the forbidden costume list, just stay the home. Buzzkill, has a list of 23 costumes they're literally begging you not to wear. Of course, this year, the number one no-no is serial killer, cannibal, and Netflix sensation Jeffrey Dahmer. eBay has already banned selling it because otherwise it would be impossible to find a blonde wig and aviator glasses. Simone Biles tweeted, "Put the Jeffrey Dahmer costumes back in the closet. We ain't having it." Who's we? What's with the we? Who died and made you the great pumpkin?
Some people may see these as relatively small complaints, but it's important to remember that BuzzFeed became one of the most recognizable names associated with the SJW movement, helping push ideas around political correctness, cancel culture, and what critics later called the broader woke agenda into mainstream culture. Bill, meanwhile, has never been someone who easily allows others to tell him what opinions he should have or how he should act. In fact, he once came up with a Halloween costume that perfectly captured his attitude toward the people trying to police his words and behavior.
So, I thought, what better costume to wear this year than the most ridiculous one I could think of? You. This year, I'm going as an uber-woke, overly anxious, perpetually offended 20-something. Would you like to see what I have for this costume? Okay. I think you're going to really enjoy it. Okay. First of all, I have my the patriarchy t-shirt. Oh, yes. And then I have a check from the patriarchy to pay my car insurance. Okay, I've got my my nose ring. My vape pen. I've got my cloth surgical mask, my surgical mask, my N95 mask, and my face shield. Then after I leave the house, I have my Klonopin to take the edge off, my Adderall to put it back on. I have my participation trophy, my cat ear headphones to listen to sad music, the stick that goes up my ass, and the leash for my support animal. And just in case anyone still doesn't get what I'm all about, I have a wet blanket.
That's pretty funny, because critics would probably argue that someone could still find a reason to be offended by a costume like that. In their view, the decline of BuzzFeed and similar outlets reflects a larger shift in the media landscape. For years, these platforms were accused of attacking anyone who disagreed with them, including people who held more moderate liberal views. Over time, that approach may have pushed away a significant part of their own audience. Now the culture has changed. Audiences have become more skeptical of that style of commentary, and some of these outlets have struggled to maintain the influence they once had. Whether you see it as a deserved consequence or simply a change in what people want from the media, the shift is hard to ignore. What do you think about the story? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.